You're one of the richer people in the world. And I mean, you're kind of fresh out of jail. And you're on the timeline right now. You're on Twitter and you're going really hard. Like I'm just curious what your goals are and like why you are sort of doing what you're doing right now.
Before I was like, I was never that money driven. Like the Binance success happened so quickly that it didn't allow me the stepwise increases in sort of learning about wealth, enjoying it, etc. And I was busy the whole time. Like I was very busy, like very it grew so quickly that we were on firefighting all the time for the first couple of years, and then we were dealing with the U.S. government for a few years, and it was stressful. For me, it was like I come from a fairly humble beginnings, and even so, I was never used to a luxury life, and I was fine. I'm very functional. I like to everything that functions. I don't care about I wear like cheap clothes, but they work. They're comfortable. And then also like because Binance went from like zero to like the world's largest crypto exchange in 5 months, and then in about from 7 months, Forbes put me on their cover, right? And was like, and my friends like, oh, you must be really rich. I'm like, I don't feel rich. Like I got zero. I didn't go through that progression. It just went from zero to like cover of Forbes. I'm like, what? And I didn't feel it. So nothing's changed for me. I didn't cash out. I don't have more money in my bank. So I get a little bit more now in my wallet than before, right? But those are not like billions of dollars of like billions and billions of dollars like they talk about.
So on the back end of that, given the position you sit in and your history in crypto, do you feel like a sense of responsibility for how the industry plays out from here?
No, I don't feel so. First of all, I don't feel that grand. I don't think anyone can feel responsible, single-handedly responsible for crypto and the industry. I think the industry will be fine. The industry will go through winters. It will go through cycles, but each cycle is higher than the next one. So I think the industry will be fine. I'm not that grand. I want to contribute. I definitely will continue to make my contributions, but I don't think I'm responsible for crypto or like that's just too much.
You sort of have this famous story where a decade plus ago you found out about Bitcoin, you quit your job, put your net worth in it, sold your house, like went all in, right? The joke is like the average hold time on Solana is like 17 seconds, right? Everyone's trading meme coins. Nobody can hold anything for any amount of time. And full ported your net worth. I think you wrote it down for like 2 or 3 years until Bitcoin finally played out. What is the mental framework to even begin to develop conviction on a thesis like what you had with Bitcoin?
So it took me about 6 months to fully understand Bitcoin. Like I first came across Bitcoin in July 2013-ish, like summer 2013. And then it was by December that year I said, okay, look, this is the future. Now I understand it. This is the future. So it takes quite a bit to get that conviction. So for me, it's a life decision. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna buy this and I'm gonna make money for the next day or next week or next 3 months, and then I'm gonna come back. I was too young when the internet thing was happening. I was just out of college. And then now I'm 35. So the next thing's gonna be 15 years later. So I'll be 50, which is true, right? Now AI is all the hype. So like now I'm too old to catch that. I was like, look, I'm 35, 36 at that time. This is my time. And I'm lucky because this is the technology that will transform the future. So once you have that kind of view, this is not a like, I'm gonna make quick money for 3 months and come back kind of thing. Right. So I'm just into this industry.
How old were you when you made your first $1 million?
Uh, I, uh, I would say probably around 2017, just before Binance, actually.
So, one thing I have for you is like, if you were starting over right now, and I'm 23. So if you were 23 in
Wow.
2025, what game do you think you'd be playing right now? Whether that's in crypto, whether that's some other thing in tech, some other thing in finance, like, because there's a lot of like Solana sort of younger generation people that watch this stream. Like, what
Yeah,
vertical
yeah.
do you think you'd be hyper focused on right now?
Okay, so I'll give some fairly controversial advice here. So don't take my advice with a grain of salt. I would do startups much earlier.
Okay.
I think in the future, if you work at a desk job, like that's good, but you won't you have but the real opportunities in the startups. I would join startups much earlier to gain experience, and I would run the startup earlier. So again, that's super high risk. So I think when you're doing that, you should always think about the worst case, right? What's the worst case that can happen if everything went to zero? How's your life? So that's the thing you gotta have as a backup. But also don't be overly desperate or eager. We have seen failures where it was because of founders' mentality. They want to become really successful really quickly. They're smart guys, but they're too
Yeah.
quick, right? Yeah.